Hello, this is Nicole and welcome to No, It's Crochet. Today we're going to be doing a little bit different video than our typical weekly podcast. And part of that is because I have been both sick and then had some family obligations, and then we went out of town for a week for Thanksgiving. And I have just been kind of all over the place and not been able to be in my regular routine, which is something that I do very well with. When I don't have a routine, it's not a good thing. So, sorry, I still have a little bit of the cough left over. This is, I think, going on week 5, and yeah, it's just hanging on. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to chat with you while I clean up a little bit of this mess that I call my craft room / office. It used to be my office. Now it's my craft room / office. And I'm going to do that because for me personally, when my space looks like this, that's kind of what my head looks like. So my goal is clearing the space also helps to clear my head, and then I can kind of get back on track. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's see. I'm checking my watch because I want to know how long. If I end up ranting too long, I can cut this down a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get started. And yeah, come along. Okay. I have no rhyme or reason for how I'm going to do this. I am not sure that the camera's going to pick up everything. It's all going to be good. We're just going to dive in. This is how I do things. I'm going to start by showing you my brand new shirt. Isn't that adorable? I got this from Tashi at Home, a link to her down below. She did a collaboration with a t-shirt designer called, it's Unhooked, Unhinged, I think, or something like that. And she does a t-shirt collaboration with them. And she put it out last month, a few weeks ago, and I had to buy one. So that is my new shirt. And that didn't help me clean up things. So I think what I'm going to do, anything that does not belong in my office currently, is just going to get moved to the back. That will help me kind of clear some of this clutter. And we will get started. Oh, this is one of my jackets. All right, so I got to put that on a hanger and move that. So we're coming into the Christmas holiday season, and I don't know about you, but for me, the season gets really challenging for me, and it's because I really do thrive on routine. I like spontaneity, but it has to be almost like planned spontaneity, and it has to be in moderation. So if there's too much change to my schedule, where does this go? Then I'm not sure where this goes. All right. I'll have to leave that there for now because, maybe it goes in there. If there's too much change to my schedule, then I don't function well with that. So I have to have enough consistency in my schedule that when something spontaneous comes up, and I say spontaneous because what I mean by that is I might have a few hours on my schedule or a day on my schedule that I can do whatever. and it doesn't matter. And it's, you know, it can be totally spontaneous. But if I don't have that time on my schedule planned for being spontaneous, then it feels like it's overwhelming to me. And that overwhelm is what I don't do well with. So, and that's what I get with the holidays. I get a lot of this time where I just feel incredibly overwhelmed, and I don't have enough downtime / kind of me time to really just do whatever it is that, you know, just kind of, I don't know, introvert, you know, antisocial, be whatever I want to be in that moment. And because I was sick for 3+ weeks, a lot of that time kind of got eaten up in that. When I'm sick, even though you would think, oh well, that's lots of introvert time, it just wasn't. It doesn't count. It's sad that it doesn't count because it really should. But I wasn't doing the things that I need to do to recharge during that time because I was busy being sick. So because of that, even though it should be recharge time, I had 3 weeks of no recharge. And then I had a few days of family obligations. I had a wedding. I had to take my mom to a couple of doctor's appointments, and I, you know, just things like that don't allow me to recharge. You know, I almost feel bad complaining because I don't work a job. So having that time seems like it should be a, hey, you have plenty of extra time. What are you complaining about? Looking at some of my yarn thinking, oh, this would make a really pretty Christmas ornament, but I already have, I've already made one, and this was the ornament that I needed for the person that I needed it for. But that gold would have looked pretty too, and I didn't realize I had that gold. This is not going to fit in there. I know I have a box for this. Where the heck is it? It'll come up somewhere. Anyway, so where was I? Yes, ADHD going on here. So I shouldn't be complaining because I don't have a job. Not a normal job anyway. I do certain things to make extra money, but it's not like a 9 to 5 or anything like that. So, here's another. I'm very sad. I was making this jacket. It was going to be adorable. Denim. Cute little rivets because I accidentally cut the sleeve wrong. So it wasn't going to work that way. So I was going to do rivets all the way around. And it was going great. And then I cut just a little bit too much right there. So now that hole is too big for a rivet. And so this jacket, I'm not throwing it away. Maybe I'll figure out something. If you have an idea for how I can fix that. I don't sew on a sewing machine. I don't think it would look right if I did a patch underneath it. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So I'm kind of sad. So that jacket has to has to be put in timeout. So when I go through all of these sort of mindsets that I'm dealing with, I know what works for me. And when I'm not in that nice, steady rhythm of a routine with just a little bit of spontaneity, I get totally out of whack. And nothing sort of flows well for me when that happens. So, I need to do something in those moments to kind of shift back to a good place. And one of the things that I do is reorganize my space. I mean, it's already looking better. I still have a mess on my desk, which I'm not sure you can see how much of that, but it's already looking better. And the holidays have this tendency to really challenge me because there are a lot more obligations and the flow isn't quite the same. It has to go in there. I don't know where else it's going to go. Found it. So I'd love to know if you're kind of that way too. Do you have like, you know, a certain flow to things where it has to feel a certain way, otherwise you get overwhelmed? And with the holidays, as much as you might love them, now all of a sudden you have family gatherings and Christmas shopping and decorating and wrapping presents and planning things and office parties, and there's so much more to do. As much as I absolutely love this time of year, I also don't like it. And my mindset can be a little bit like, oh, I can't wait until January comes. Can't wait till January 1st because then I can get back to that new routine or that regular routine and ow. And have my head back in place. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. It's just a little crazy. Okay. So here's another thing that I have a tendency to do when I'm cleaning. I get a box like this and I throw everything on my desk in the box. And the reason that I do that is because it's easier for me to go through the box and deal with stuff than it is to try and, you know, pick something up and say, oh, I know where that goes. Let me put it away. I don't know. I'm a little weird that way. So everything, most things, I mean, generally speaking, I can occasionally pick something up and say, hey, I know where that goes. And this goes in there. This is all my acrylic yarn. So these are the sleeves I was going to put on that white jacket. And I actually have another white jacket. So I really need to make a pile of, finish that, because I have like 3 or 4 things. It'll take me like 10 minutes, well, an hour or 2 to just get those done and finished. But I need to do it, You just need to do it. And when your brain, if it's like mine, is all over the place and you're like, yeah, okay, I hear ya, but I'm busy being disorganized right now. I don't have time for that. Then you kind of get crazy. At least I do. Okay. And it's hot, so I'm going to turn the fan on. It only took me about 3 tries to get the fan on. 3 light switches, 3 tries. I really need to reorganize that thing. Oh yeah, I was over here cleaning up the desk. See what I mean? So currently I am in the process. I got another commission for another denim jacket, and I have the yarn ordered. I will be getting that in very soon, and as soon as I get that in, I have to still get a jacket. She wants a black large, not crop, just a standard jacket. So I went to some Goodwills today and some thrift stores, and did not find anything that kind of fit that bill. So I have a couple more Goodwills to go to, and I have a couple other places I can look. This is kind of sometimes the hardest part when it's on demand, commission base type thing. I'm like, well, I don't have that jacket. So I have to kind of wing it and find something in a hurry. So once I get that, I will get that going. I do have another jacket that I'm working on the sleeves for. And well, let me go grab those and I'll show you, since this is technically what this is a little bit about, but I'll be right back. Unreal. I literally think my office is probably 8 degrees colder than the rest of the house. Okay. Hotter than the rest of the house. So this is the design that I'm going with. This is going to go on this denim jacket right here. Here, we can move you a little closer. So it's going to go on there. But then once I get a little bit longer, so this is about here. Once I get, another couple inches done, then I'm going to switch to this fuzzy yarn that is left over from my mother-in-law making me a blanket. And it's kind of a suede, like a faux suede type yarn. It's got that suede feel to it. So I'm going to do a little bit of a cuff down here, quite a bit of a cuff. So it's almost more like a muff. using this suede-like yarn. That's what I'm going to do at the bottom of it. Now, I don't have, this is a silk yarn, recycled silk from Darn Good Yarn. And I did not get enough of this in the subscription box. So I have requested to trade somebody with some of the other Darn Good Yarn that I have. And she's supposed to be sending it to me this week. So fingers crossed I get that, and we can work on that project. Get that finished up maybe before all of the things that I get that I need for the new commission jacket. That's kind of my hope. We'll see. Who knows? All right. Yes, this goes in here. What else was I going to talk about today? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I've got that one. I want to finish this one up. I have the commission one coming. I was going to do a cute little thing for my granddaughter, but I'm not entirely sure if she would love it anyway, so I'm just not going to do it because I'm not sure I have the time to finish it up. I'd probably have to go buy some yarn. I'm trying not to buy yarn unless it is for something that I specifically have a need or a commission for. These are some of the yarns that I'm going to be doing a Swatch Saturday for, so stay tuned for those coming up. Yeah, so that's what I've got going on right now. Hopefully now that things are getting a little bit more organized, I'll go through my box. I've got a few more things to pick up here, and I feel a little bit less weighted down. That will also clear my head. And as we go through the week, I will get back in a good routine and I'll feel great. Fingers crossed. Thank you so much for joining me on this little kind of a blip of a weird get my space slightly more organized than it was. And we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.